Chestnut.
Aaron. Well, that was funny. Anyway, welcome back, everybody, to episode 24 of Bad Breaks with Buster Chestnut. He is I, and I am him, the hostess with the mostest. All right, before we get into the madness of this week, I want to give a massive shout out to our executive producer, patron of the arts, Steve Merrick, who has his own table over here where we house the open mic sign-up list. If you want to become a patron of the arts, please contact us at baileydigitalmedia@gmail.com, and we will definitely listen to any and all potential sponsors. I'm going to not guarantee I'm going to accept. I mean, I do have morals, and whatever. But anyway, Steve, we couldn't do this without you, and we couldn't do this segment without Buster Chestnut cards. That's a shameless plug for my company. But I do sell sports cards, which today I brought a lot of my baseball. I brought some TCG, Pokemon, Bo Jackson Battle Arena. I got some, yeah. I got a really expensive card in there, and I'm going to check your pockets later, just in case. I didn't bring any Sylvie Cunninghams today. I was trying to play the seasons, but whatever. All right. Getting through there, whatever. Yeah, we don't need that. Usually I kick off things, talking about bad breaks in sports world, but the missed calls, the bad beats, the injuries. But today I need to talk about the roller coaster of the last, 2 weeks has been, because my life has just handed me the ultimate bad break in scheduling. For those that don't know, this original lineup was supposed to perform 2 weeks ago, but I had to cancel the day of for, a little emergency situation. But we'll get into that here in a few minutes. I have zero impulse control. None. My wife and I just had the baby, premature, 32 weeks. My sperm basically yelled, "We'll fix it in post," and just bailed. 32 weeks and 4 days. You don't get that specific with times unless you're tracking a late UPS package, which basically says, where he's at right now. He's on back order. People keep texting me, "How you holding up, Buster?" I'm trapped in a mental prison of my own design. Having a baby is like buying a boat, but that boat screams. It ruins your wife's body, and you can't sell it to your buddy Craig when you get tired of it. Yeah, he's been in the NICU for 10 days. I've had hangovers that have lasted longer than 10 days. But, like the hospital language alone has been driving me crazy. Gestational age. It sounds like a cheese metric. Oh, he's a sharp 32-weeker. He pairs nicely with a nice Merlot. He's 10 days old. He doesn't need a vintage. He needs lung capacity. Come on. Yeah, and the NICU itself, it kind of, it looks like a high-stakes bakery. They keep them in these incubators, which is essentially, a rotisserie for a human that isn't done yet. He's a little pink. Leave him in there for about 8 more weeks. Let him crust up a little bit. But they call him premature, which, I feel like is a fucked up medical term. I'm a 43-year-old man doing stand-up comedy at, 8:30, on a Tuesday. I'm premature. This kid just wanted to beat the holiday rush. Oh, my God. And the machines. Beep. Beep. It's like a $100,000 iPad constantly telling my kid that he forgot how to breathe for 2 seconds. Laugh. I'm laughing. You're allowed to laugh. You're allowed to laugh. No, you're allowed to laugh. Because my kid He forgets to breathe for 2 seconds. Breathe, man. I figured out taxes. You can figure out oxygen, man. It's literally everywhere. Just open your mouth. But he's a fighter, 4 pounds of pure, unfiltered rage with a thick head of black hair. He looks like a tiny, furious Joe Pesci who just got denied a bank loan. Well, more like, a cross between Joe Pesci and Baby Mario from Mario Kart. Just gripping that invisible steering wheel, waiting to throw a green turtle shell at the nurse. Or, a big clump of poop, which, has happened quite a bit. But I get why he's mad. This little dude signed up lease for 40 weeks in the womb. He got illegally evicted at 32. Landlord fucking dumped his stuff on the lawn. No notice. Just boom, bright lights. Welcome to Earth. Here's a feeding tube. It's terrifying and completely out of my control, which for a guy with zero impulse control is probably exactly what I needed. All right. So, talking about zero impulse control and bad breaks, I looked up some athletes that have had, some similar stress. So like some examples came to mind. All right. Who remembers J.R. Smith in game 1 of the 2018 NBA Finals? Ivan, what happened during that? He thought they were up, and they were not. And LeBron James was pissed off. Yeah, that's where the meme comes from. But yeah, another one. Does anybody remember Gus Frerotte? Gus Frerotte, he was a quarterback for the Washington football team. I believe it was still the Redskins at that time. But anyway, this guy, he threw a touchdown pass. He got so fired up and consumed by impulse that he decided it was a good idea to headbutt the padded concrete wall in the end zone. Sprains his neck and he had to leave. I mean, come on, dude. Like, how do you injure yourself after you threw the touchdown pass? And then there's Usain Bolt. All right. 2008 Beijing Olympics. This dude was training forever and ever. But, he didn't like the food in China. So he ended up eating an estimated 4,200 calories in just McDonald's chicken nuggets every single day. He steps onto the track entirely filled with that pink slime and that sweet and sour sauce. He leaves his shirt untucked and his shoelace was untied. And he still broke the world record. Imagine training your entire life, eating kale, doing ice baths, and you lose to a guy with an untied shoe who smells like a Happy Meal. All right. So since I was unable to secure a guest this week, I'm just going to ask, a couple questions to the audience, maybe to the people in the chat, if anybody's actually still watching. So, I'm going to ask a question. If anybody wants to respond, we can banter. If not, leave a comment in the chat. All right. So what's a bad break in your life that's actually turned out to be a massive blessing in disguise? Anyone? A break that you've been given that was actually, like a blessing. Like something where like you couldn't perform somewhere and like ended up picking up a shift somewhere and making $10,000 or I don't know. I mean, that feels like a stretch for Minnesota. I will give you that, stranger in the audience here. All right, so the next question. If you could throw a red challenge flag, like in the NFL, to reverse one bad break in sports history, what are you overturning? Marshawn Lynch, run the fucking ball. I agree with Mr. Ivan in the back. Cheers to you, brother. 1,000%. Did you see that they, like, you saw that Russell Wilson and Marshawn Lynch, like, met up later on, like, at, like, something where they were both covering something. and ran a running play, just on principle. All right. So who was on the Mount Rushmore of athletes whose career was derailed by just one awful bad break? Mike Tyson? I will agree with that. Kobe still maintained his legacy. He came back from that, I think. I feel like Diane may have had something to do with that, but yeah, by the way, Kobe's number 2 on my list. Number 2. I mean, I was born in the 80s. You know who number 1 is. All right. Next question. Hopefully people are answering in the comments. If not, please do. If you're watching this later, chat in the comments. I love the, interaction, engagement. All right. So, all right. This one I'm going to answer. What's the absolute worst bad break you've ever had on a card rip? I'm just going to go out on a limb and say this value box of NBA hoops. We'll see when I get there. All right. All right. If you had to personally endure one famous sports blunder on live TV, think like the Mark Sanchez butt fumble or J.R. Smith, forgetting the score. Which one hurts your ego the least? I feel like not knowing the score hurts your ego the least. I mean, butt fumble is its own fucking hilarity, All right. So one more of these pop-up questions, and then, we'll have a little fun. So, as I said, my son got illegally evicted at 32 weeks. If you got evicted with 0 notice right now, what's the single item you would grab before they toss your stuff out on the lawn? All right, from the audience, we got my dog. Anybody else? We have some guns, claiming not in the bar, obviously, but that was what was said. Hopefully somebody would grab their children. I mean, I would. Just Satin, I would grab our children. Just letting you know. I mean, I got everything in the cloud, man. I'm good. All right. So look, the only way I'm staying sane right now between the hospital visits and the lack of sleep is ripping some wax. But medical bills are no joke. So we're keeping it kind of budget friendly tonight. Hey, if you can't fix it, if you need to fix it to distract yourself, remember, Buster Chestnut Cards has your back. So today, I have already pre-opened to save a little bit of time because I know that I annoy people with my card rips, but that's what helps produce this night. So we got to deal with it. So I'm opening a value box, which is about $35 of Topps NBA Hoops basketball this year. It's 2025-26. Hoops is a weird product because it's actually owned by the NBA. So the license follows it. So it can go from different brands. Last season it was Panini. Years back it was Skybox and Fleer. But those are not really brands anymore. But anyway, this is a perfect set to, see those high gloss, those rainbow foils, and the new draft class from last year in their pro unis. So basically we're looking for Cooper Flaggs, Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, and Con Knuppel. Looking for green hoops parallels. Some inserts like Hardwired, The Buzz, Net to Net, and Jam Packed. Plus, there's a chance at randomly inserted resale autographs, which would be cool. Including Hoops rookie first signs, Hoops hyper signatures, and Hoops 1989 signatures, which is honestly what I'm looking for. Those are cool, but we're also looking for case hits, which are block by block, and what I've been searching for, the boom shakalakas, because it reminds me of NBA Jam, and who didn't like NBA Jam? All right. So, the odds of hitting those are about 1 in 280 packs. I have 7 packs that I have pre-opened over here. So, that's horrible fucking odds. But if we, pull one of those, that'd be sweet. And to answer your question, yes, there are some absolute big one-of-one cards left to pull in the retail product. There is a true one-of-one base light burst platinum parallel. It's fucking confusing as shit. But anyway, that would provide great value for a $35 value box. Has major upside for the price of a decent lunch. All right. And I'm going to flip through these. If I find anything good, I'll put it right here on the stand. Hopefully it's still in frame. Jay, could you do me a favor and just make sure that this card is in frame of like the little screen? All right, we got one of the green, parallel. Yeah. All right, so there's like a small screen. I'm just trying to get so it looks okay, so you can see it on the small screen. Thank you. This, yeah, just it's just the little screen. Just nope. It's on this camera. It's a different camera. Just help me out. Just help me out. I mean, are we close? All right, we good? All right, cool. All right, that is good enough for me. All right, so we're gonna go through these. I probably don't know most of these parallels, and all these are shiny. So I don't know. This is something. It's a Zach Eady. It's a little different. I have no idea what that parallel is, but yeah, they're all holofoiled and shiny, rainbow. Yeah, John Morant. He just got traded recently, I think. Blazers. All right, yep. Got you. Yeah, nobody got some inserts. Draymond Green. Yeah, that falls on the floor. I don't give a shit. We got a Kyrie Irving on the All-Star, which, all right, did he sign yet, by the way? He did? No, I heard Cleveland was making a push. Kyle Lowry, which just fucking retired. Donovan Mitchell. Speaking of that. All right, and I must admit, I did see this card a little earlier and got a little excited. A hardwired Cooper Flagg. And that's a pretty insert of a top rookie. So I don't hate that one. All right. Tyrese Proctor, Derek White, don't know you. Jason Tatum on the All-Star. We'll set that aside. Maybe Jason Tatum's fans. All right. No, Ivan Miller's. No. He did not make it pro. All right. Julius Randle. I have no idea who that is. All right. Nope. It's so hard when the lighting. All right. There we go. Mikal Bridges. Yeah. No. Jokic. Yeah. We don't need to post that one up. VJ Edgecombe. Not a bad rookie. I mean, I said VJ Edgecombe, not BJ Edgen. I don't know what you heard. Paul George. All right. Green. I don't know who that is. Hey, we got one of our top rookies. We got a Con. Hey, no, in a couple minutes. We're almost there. All right. Yeah. Can't read that. Drew Holiday. Hey, we got a Victor Wembanyama. Hey. He sells good in, sports cards, so whatever. All right. We have a parallel. We have a numbered parallel. Yang Hansen. Oh, I think he's one of the Hansen brothers, but it's numbered and it's a color match. He's not a Hansen brother at all. If you look at the video, you'll definitely see that it's not Not one of the Hanson brothers. All right. Igor Demon, another Jason Tatum, Deshaun Tate, and another Kyrie Irving. No autographs. And that, that is the definition of a bad break in sports card. I know. I'm going to check. The lighting's bad. Maybe I missed a parallel. I don't know. All right. I will take a medium break there. And I did get the color match on the rookie. I have no idea who this dude is, but hopefully he's good. All right. So we're going to wind down. That is it for episode 24. Once again, a massive thank you to Steve Merrick. Let's take a break and do a cheers for Steve. Everybody, get a drink, tip your bartenders. And on the count of 3, we're going to yell Steve. So 1, 2, 3, Steve. You have no idea the massive crowd noise that just happened. I need to get, crowd mics, but who knows? Maybe next week. And you are my boy, Steve. Also, big shout out to my wife, Satin, for holding it down at the fort and being the literal superhero this week. Of course, shout out to the little dude at the NICU, currently plotting his revenge against the nursing staff and probably myself. Keep your shoelaces tied. Check the score before you dribble out the clock. And I will see you guys next time on Bad Breaks. Peace.
What up, everybody? Let's go! Flipping through the packs, chasing down that 101, yeah. Searching for the grail till the morning sun comes. Buster! Hit that monster pull, an impossible play. Change the whole damn game in a major way. We hit that monster pull, an impossible play. Change the whole damn game in a major way. Whoa!